Hey, Kevin Douglas here, recording another match of Magic. This time we're playing Legacy Goblins. Lost the die roll. Our opponent actually has a Goblin avatar, so it'd be kind of funny if we were actually both playing Goblins. So this hand is super slow. Opponent mulligan to 6 though. We do have, once we get this war, if we can get a War Chief down, if we can get to that point, then our hand's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep. But yeah, it could just be too slow. We're not really doing anything for the first couple turns. Get a little bit of help from our opponent mulliganing. Badlands, they could definitely be on Goblins. I mean, this avatar, Badlands. I'm just going to go ahead and run down a mountain here. I don't mind drawing more land. We're just fortunate they didn't have a turn 1 Goblin Lackey, because that would have just been game over. Definitely not Goblins. Some sort of weird Waste Not deck. So I expect we're going to be discarding a lot of our hands, or a lot of this hand away. I'm tempted to wasteland the Badlands. It'll put us behind a turn, but it's going to limit like a Hymn to Turok. But I mean, they could just draw another Black Source. I think we just cast our Goblin Pile Driver here. Again, I'm okay drawing more land with this hand, so I'm going to keep these fetches in my hand. And then hopefully if we don't have to discard both Goblin War Chiefs, Pile Driver is going to look pretty good. They are going to get a bunch of zombies, though, because most of what they're going to discard out of our hand are creatures, and I believe that Waste Not puts creatures into play. Yeah, 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Okay, so some sort of weird Waste Not Storm deck. I am not sure what this deck is, but the fact that they're comboing off right now tells me that it's probably not good for us. I mean, Goblins actually has a pretty poor matchup against Storm. Wow, that's going to be pretty brutal. So lots of zombie tokens, lots of mana. So I think we're going to Goblin Matron here. They've kind of unloaded their hand. We can take a few hits. And I think I'm going to find another War Chief. Actually, Krenko Mob Boss seems best. So as long as we don't have to discard Krenko, I think we might be alright. We can afford to take a few hits. We have some blockers. Yeah, they're going to respect the explosiveness of Goblins. Not attack there. Go Goblin. Put in Krenko, and if this survives the turn, then I think that we're just going to be ahead here. Reforge the Soul, I think, is another card that's going to make us discard stuff. And unfortunately, Moto's been bugging out. Won't let me actually like read the card. I mean, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing we can do about it. So, gonna discard our hands. They're gonna gain some more tokens. That's kind of fine. We're just gonna draw into some more goblins. They're gonna get 3 more tokens, but we've got Krenko. We're gonna be able to block for a long time. Found another matron. Ringleaders. I think we're still gonna pull ahead in this game. Although they are gonna be able to maybe storm off again. So let's go ahead and F6 here. So depending on how many zombies they can get into play, you know, maybe they're able to kind of swarm around us. I mean, Krenko, presumably we're going to get like 4 goblin tokens next turn. Another waste knot's really bad. So I was feeling pretty comfortable there, but them being able to exile our hands again is just a little bit too brutal. So Dark Deal, each player discards and draws that many cards -1. So what is this? What am I choosing for my graveyard? What's this for? Ill-gotten gains. Returns up to 3 cards. So they're going to get to make us discard again, I think, because they're going to go Dark Deal. I mean, they could go like Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Dark Deal. I think I'm just going to go land, land, land. I think we're just going to discard. In fact, not even land, land, land. I'm going to do my vials in the land. I think that's just probably too many goblin tokens for us to handle. If they do make us like recharge our hand, I think we're gonna just kind of be hoping to draw a bunch of cheap goblins. Hope to get Krenko going. No, I mean they're just gonna kind of keep going off here. This is like the weirdest deck I've seen in a while. Yeah, we're just gonna concede here. We've seen enough. So, actually, Grafter's Cage, I'm not sure that even really does anything here. Jealous of the Void seems good. Frozen Grip, destroy that waste knot. Probably some surgicals. Don't think we need Gem Palm Incinerator. Probably don't need Tar Fires. And even Sharpshooter seems a little weak here, so. Although Sting Scourger actually would have been weaker. So I got a little bit ahead of myself there. I'm going to keep this. It's got a vial. Run the play. Doesn't really have the sideboard cards we're looking for, but we kind of hope they're off to a slow start. It looks like their combo is really dependent on finding those waste knots, which is maybe why they mulliganed game 1, and the fact they didn't mulligan this game maybe tells me they've got it in hand. We're going to see a Rite of Flame, Burning Inquiry. So I got rid of a Chieftain, a Matron, a Siege Commander. I think that's fine. They have to waste that 3 mana they had. So we're still left with some pretty good goblins in hand. Use the Aether Vial trigger. And Surgical Extraction. I kind of want to use that this turn. They've already got the Rite of Flames there. I think we Surgical the Rite of Flames. Those are a huge source of mana for them. So they've got, let's see here. Okay, they're just going to begin sideboarding. Excuse me. Yeah, so actually I'm going to bring back in the Sharpshooters, take out the Sting Scourger. Street Hooligan just destroys artifacts, so I'm going to take that out as well. I mean, some sort of like Magical Christmas Land, we could get 2 Sharpshooters into play and clear a bunch of zombie tokens away. I mean, really, with our Matron and stuff, if they're a little bit slow, we might be able to work ourselves into that position. But I think overall they're just better than Sting Scourger and Tin Street Hooligan. Unless they've got some sideboard cards that we haven't seen. So turn 1 Lackey, turn 2 Chalice of the Void. Seems very good. We're going to keep, they mulliganed again. Down to 6 cards. Kept that. It looks like they put a card on top. We're going to have to F6 here, and it looks like tapping for black and black, so maybe a Waste Not. And only 3 cards, 2 cards. Burning Inquiry. So generate a bunch of mana, 5 mana. So Dream Salvage. And then they have to pass. So the best we can do is a turn 1 Lackey. But they've kind of reloaded their hands. And I think that we're probably going to get comboed out before we're able to play this Chalice on 1. So they do have the Lotus Petals, box and stuff. We could play it on 0. I hope that prevents them from really comboing off here. I think that we're far enough behind that we're not going to be able to rely on getting this on 1. So if they start drawing a lot of cards, they've still probably got, you know, 2 more Lotus Petals, a couple more Chrome Mox. The Chalice on 0 doesn't do nothing. And I feel like it's pretty greedy expecting us to get another turn. So I'm just going to play it. And just hope that it disrupts them a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like they drew in a couple more Rite of Flames and a Burning Inquiry. So there's a couple zombie tokens. Our Goblin Lackey's probably not going to be able to swing in. Dark Ritual, still have 3 cards in hand. Dream Salvage. This is just a super interesting deck. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Alright, so we just had to discard our hand. We did not draw into any surgical extractions. Gonna F6 here. And I think they've got plenty of mana, 7 cards, another Waste Not. This feels like we've probably lost. I see a Tendrils of Agony in their graveyard. If they're able to find that card that lets them put cards from their graveyard back into their hand. Then they're going to be able to just combo us out with Tendrils of Agony. They're not even going to have to like wait to swing in with all their zombies. Yeah, so I'll just concede here. Nah, maybe I'll just let them play it out. We've definitely lost. There's nothing we're going to be able to do against this. I mean, 13 cards in hand, tons of mana. Yeah, and I might look this deck up and put it together because it looks it looks super fun. So I'm gonna tell them I've never seen this deck before. Yep. So go ahead and concede. We're definitely dead. It's kind of crazy. A turn 2 combo. Waste not. Haven't seen that, but again, don't play a whole lot of vintage. But my guess is that it's not super popular. So kind of glad I ran into this tonight. It's always fun to see these decks I haven't played, and the opponent said probably will never see it again. So we'll see.